Welcome everyone. Today I want to work you through just a nice gentle flow to get some movement in the body. This is a great class to take either at the start of your day or maybe as you're beginning to wind the day down. So it's just a short little sequence, but let's go ahead and jump into it. So you can make your way into child's pose, walking the knees about the width of your mat. Bring your big toes together, sit your hips back to the heels, and then begin to let your chest melt towards the floor. And then we're just going to breathe here. Forehead resting down on your mats. Arms stretched long. I'm not dropping my head down because I don't want to block the microphone. But go ahead and find that positioning if that's what feels good for you today. Eyelids are heavy. We're just going to begin to bring awareness to our breath. So as you're inhaling, you feel the chest expand, you feel the lungs expand, but I want you to notice the side body. I want you to notice into the back as you're inhaling and opening everything up. And then as you're exhaling, everything's coming back together and you're melting towards the floor just a little bit more. Finding those deep rounds of breath. Beginning to gain control over your breath. Let's try 2 more just like that. One more. Moving into thread the needle, you're going to draw the right arm down and thread it underneath the left. Letting your right temple rest on your mat and keeping your left arm extended long towards the top of your mat. Staying right here, feeling the back expanding, feeling the space in between your shoulder blades open up just a little bit more with each exhale. With each time your chest sinks towards the floor. One more round of breath. And release back to center, switching sides. Right arm stays long, left arm draws down and threads under. Left temple on the mat. Three rounds of breath. One more. And release back to center. One full round of breath here in your child's pose. And then make your way to tabletop. Adding some movement into the spine here with a little bit of cat-cow. So shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips over the knees. Inhale, you're drawing the shoulder blades together and then lifting the chest towards the top of your mat. Exhaling, tucking the chin, pressing the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhaling, coming back through, allowing the belly to hammock. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, press the spine up. 2 more times, just like that at your own breath pace. Noticing the expanding, noticing the contracting. 1 more time, just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Keeping your hips over your knees, coming into our puppy pose or heart melting pose, just to open up the shoulders and the mid back a little bit more. So hips stacked over the knees. Walk the hands out as far as they'll go so that you can let your chin, your forehead, or your chest rest down on the mat. Again, I'm not doing the full dropping my forehead down because I don't want to block the mic. But go to your place of resistance. Go to that point where you're like, okay, this is good, I feel it. I don't want to push it, but I feel my body working and I feel things opening. 1 more round of breath. Beautiful job. From here, go ahead and just plant the forearms and we're going to drop down onto our stomachs, coming into Sphinx pose. So allowing the entire lower body to relax. Shoulders over elbows, elbows in line with the wrists, and palms down on the ground. We're just hanging out here. This isn't a chance, though, to become lazy in this posture. We're not going to just kind of hang out here, shrug the shoulders. We're going to pull the shoulder blades down the spine and then actively pull the elbows towards the hips, right? You see this tiny sliver of emotion when I do that, but that engagement is helping to pull the chest forward and keep the arms active. One more round of breath. From here, you can stay right here, or if it feels good, we're just going to press up into seal for a few rounds of breath. So keeping the hands just as they are, begin to straighten the arms. Same thing, we don't want to just straighten the arms, lock out, and then kind of collapse through the shoulders, but pull the shoulder blades down the spine and then actively pull the hands back towards the hip points. Breathing into this space, feeling the engagement. It's a good back bend on the low spine, but it feels really nice. One more inhale, one more exhale, and then slowly, slowly, slowly release. You can place your hands on top of each other, place your forehead down. Give your spine just a little bit of a moment to come back to its neutral place. We don't want to find this back and forth motion of the spine, especially the low back. I'm going to give it a time to reset. And as you're ready, we're going to bring hands to push-up position. Press ourselves up to tabletop, curl the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take a moment, pedal out the heels here if that feels good for you. You can sway from side to side. But I really want you to focus on a nice strong back. So even if your knees are bent, I want you to press the chest back towards the thighs. Strong arms. Adding some movement into the legs from here. Inhale the right leg up nice and high. Exhale, slowly hinge forward. Step your right foot in between your hands. Lower the left leg down. We're going to stay just like this for a moment. With the hands on either side of the right foot. We're just going to feel some opening of the left hip flexor. If you sit a lot, if you work on your computer a lot, or if you drive a lot, chances are this is a bit tight. That's pretty normal. So we're just going to sit here for a moment. Allow our body to awaken and open up without forcing it into these postures. Meeting our bodies where they're at today. You can stay just right here if that feels good for you, or if you'd like, you can bring one or both hands up to the top knee. Now, if you're coming up to the top knee, you can play around with the placement here. If you need a little bit extra cushion underneath the left leg, go ahead and place a blanket, or you can roll your mat up to support the left knee. But I really want you to focus on tucking the tailbone under so that you feel the opening here. And then as you're ready, slowly you can begin to shift the hips forward once again. One more inhale wherever you're at. And then exhale, release, planting the hands down, curling the left toes under, and then just pressing the hips back, opening up into the space of the right leg. One more inhale, one more exhale. And slowly bend back into your right foot. Step the right leg back, downward facing dog. Switching sides, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, slowly, slowly. Begin to step your left foot forward. Same thing on this side. We're staying with the hands down, framing the foot for just a few rounds of breath here. open this time. Again, pulling everything together towards the midline. So imagine you're pulling the left heel towards the right hip, really feeling that engagement. And just as you did on the other side, stay right here, or bring the hands up to the left knee. Coming back just slightly. We want to feel that slight tuck of the tailbone and really open up into the right hip. So we're coming back just a little bit, tucking the tailbone, maybe hanging out here for just a second, and then whenever it feels ready, or whenever you feel ready, it feels good, just begin to shift the hips forward slightly. If it helps to keep your hand on your right glute, remind you to kind of find that tuck, feel free to do so, just like I'm doing here, or find your variation, whatever it looks like. Just about 2 more rounds of breath. And slowly release. I think we have some snow falling on the roof. Curl the right toes under, straighten the left leg, pressing the hips back. Feeling the left hamstring open up a bit here. You can keep the chest lifted and spine long. One more inhale. And exhale. Slowly bend into the left leg and step it back, downward facing dog. 2 more rounds of breath here. 1 more round. And slowly come back down onto your knees and make your way onto your sit bones. You can go long on your mat, kind of like I am here, so lengthwise. We're just going to go into a wide straddle with some eagle arms to really open up through the back again, and then target the legs a little bit more. So nice wide straddle, whatever feels good for you here. Inhale the arms up, nice and high. As you exhale, you're going to swing the right arm underneath the left, wrapping elbows, wrists, and palms. You can stay just like this if this feels good, or if you'd like, inhale, lift up through the chest just slightly. Exhale, fold forward. Maybe letting your elbows rest on your mat. If you have a block or a bolster, you can place that underneath the forearms as well. We're just here for a few rounds of breath. I like finding different combinations for my upper body and my lower body, kind of putting them together, especially if I am running low on time, but I want to feel well-rounded and like I targeted every area of the body. Whenever you're ready, let's lift back up to a tall spine. Inhale, release the arms up. Switching sides, exhale. Left arm underneath the right, wrapping elbows, wrists, and palms. Lengthen up through the chest. Exhale, fold forward once again. Maybe you notice one side is a little bit tighter than the other, or maybe you don't want to go as deep this second round. That's totally fine. This is your practice. This is your journey and your time that you're taking for yourself, so I want it to be an enjoyable experience for you. If that looks different than what I'm doing, that's perfect. 2 more rounds of breath, just like this. 1 more. And then slowly rise back up. Release the arms, maybe roll out the shoulders just a little bit here, and then make your way long on your mat once again. We're going to bring the palms of the feet together and then lower ourselves down onto our mat, coming into a reclined butterfly pose. Just taking a moment, opening up the hips, relaxing here. You can have the palms open or closed, whatever feels good for you. Maybe even placing your hands on the ribs, feeling your breath. Inhale and exhale. Here. You can stay just like this, or you can begin to extend your legs long on your mat, coming into your Shavasana. You can stay on your spine, you can roll to your side, or maybe enjoy a belly down Shavasana, whatever feels good for you today. Whatever feels good for you in this moment. Allowing yourself to take up space, to be in this space. Allowing yourself this time and this gift of being able to move your body, being able to breathe, and being able to reset. You can stay here for as long as you would like, and whenever you're ready, continue on with your day. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you later. Namaste.